friend of mine, a British architect who spent 4 years in Singapore before relocating to Kuala Lumpur, said something that stopped me completely. He said, "In Singapore I was successful. In Kuala Lumpur I remembered why I wanted to be successful in the first place." He was not complaining about Singapore. He was not romanticizing Malaysia. He was describing something precise and structural that most expat comparisons between these two countries completely miss. A difference not in opportunity, not in infrastructure, not in safety or efficiency or ambition, but in the pace at which daily life is permitted to exist. He called it the tempo gap. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. This video is not a ranking. It is not going to tell you Singapore is better or Malaysia is better. What it is going to do is give you the one framework that every expat making this decision needs and that almost nobody in this space has articulated at the level of precision the decision actually deserves. Because the choice between Singapore and Malaysia for an internationally mobile professional in 2024 is not primarily a choice about salaries or tax rates or passport strength. It is a choice about what kind of life you are optimizing for, and most people only figure that out after they have already committed to the wrong one. Welcome to Shifted Perspective. We look past the mainstream narrative to find what the world gets consistently wrong about the countries it thinks it already understands. We publish 3 documentaries every week. Hit subscribe and the bell right now so you do not miss a single one. Now let's build the full picture. Singapore is, by almost every measurable standard, one of the most successfully engineered societies in human history. GDP per capita ranks consistently among the top 5 globally. Its port is the second busiest in the world. Its public transit system runs with a precision that makes most European networks look informal. Its legal system is transparent, its business registration processes are among the fastest on earth, and its healthcare infrastructure is world-class by any serious benchmark. If you are building a resume, Singapore makes it better. If you are raising institutional capital, Singapore opens doors. If you need to be taken seriously in a boardroom in London or New York or Tokyo, a Singapore address carries a weight that a Kuala Lumpur address, fairly or unfairly, currently does not. None of that is in dispute. And this video is not here to dispute it. What the Singapore narrative does not include in its headline figures is what that level of engineered excellence costs at the level of daily lived experience. A one-bedroom apartment in a central Singapore district runs between SGD 3,500 and SGD 5,500 per month. A family of 4 sustaining a genuinely comfortable lifestyle in Singapore, school fees, dining, transport, leisure, a car if needed, is routinely spending SGD 12,000 to SGD 18,000 per month. These are not luxury figures. These are median comfortable expat figures. And the psychological consequence of living inside a cost structure that demanding, where every discretionary decision is a financial calculation, where the gap between your income and your required expenditure leaves almost no margin, is something that does not show up in any ranking but shows up in every conversation with people who have been there long enough to feel it. There is a specific term for what happens to high-achieving people inside high-pressure, high-cost environments over an extended period. Researchers at the National University of Singapore's psychology faculty have studied what they describe as ambient performance anxiety, a background state of low-grade pressure that is not acute enough to feel like stress but persistent enough to alter behavior, reduce creativity, and compress the quality of rest. Singapore's social architecture, its emphasis on credentials, its competitive educational environment, its visible and relentless optimization culture, does not cause this for everyone. But for a specific profile of internationally mobile professional, particularly those who arrived already carrying the weight of building something, it amplifies rather than relieves the pressure they came to escape. Now take that same person and move them 350 kilometers north. Kuala Lumpur is not Singapore's slower, cheaper cousin. That framing is exactly the lazy comparison this video is pushing back against. KL is a city of 8 million people in the broader Klang Valley, with a functioning automated rail network, a maturing startup ecosystem, one of Southeast Asia's most active digital economy corridors, and an internationally integrated professional community that is growing at a rate that is meaningfully outpacing its current global reputation. The infrastructure gap between Singapore and KL, which was significant a decade ago, has narrowed on almost every dimension that a working professional actually encounters daily. The MRT runs. The fiber internet is fast. The hospitals are competent and affordable. The co-working scene is active and well-connected. But the thing that makes KL genuinely different from Singapore for the right profile of person is not the infrastructure. It is the tempo. The tempo of Kuala Lumpur is the pace at which the city permits you to inhabit your own life rather than perform it. It is the plastic table at midnight with a 4 ringgit meal and no social obligation attached to being there. It is the fact that a gym membership, a weekly massage, a spontaneous flight to Bali, a language class, a decent apartment, and a functioning social life can all coexist simultaneously within a budget that in Singapore would cover the apartment and little else. It is the specific cognitive freedom that emerges when you are not allocating every discretionary decision to cost optimization, when the mental energy previously consumed by financial management becomes available for the work that actually matters to you. The 2023 InterNations Expat Insider Survey, one of the most comprehensive annual studies of international relocation satisfaction, ranked Malaysia in the top 10 globally for quality of life among expat destinations, with cost of living and leisure options cited as the primary drivers. Singapore ranked significantly higher on career and finance metrics but notably lower on personal well-being and work-life balance. These are not outlier data points. They reflect a structural reality that the two cities have built different environments that optimize for different outcomes. And the critical failure most expats make is choosing between them based on the metrics that sound impressive rather than the metrics that actually govern daily experience. The tempo gap also shows up in professional culture. Singapore's working culture is intense by regional standards. Long hours are normalized, output is expected to be visible, and the social contract between employer and professional carries an implicit performance pressure that extends beyond office hours. KL's professional culture is competitive but structurally less relentless. The distinction matters most not for what it means on your best days, high performers tend to perform well in both environments, but for what it means on your recovery days, your creative days, the days when the work requires space rather than speed. There is a version of this comparison that ends with a clean verdict. Singapore for the ambitious early career professional building credentials and capital. Malaysia for the established professional optimizing for sustainability, creative output, and a life that exists outside the work. That framework is useful and broadly accurate, but it misses the people who do not fit cleanly into either category, the entrepreneur who needs both capital access and mental space, the remote worker who needs infrastructure but not the cost structure that comes with it, the family that needs excellent healthcare and education without committing to Singapore's school fee economy. For those people, the honest answer is that KL in 2024 is a more viable and more sophisticated option than its global reputation currently reflects. The tempo gap is not a consolation prize for people who could not make Singapore work. For a growing number of internationally mobile professionals, it is the primary reason they chose Malaysia in the first place, and the primary reason they stayed. The question is not which city is better. The question is which life you are actually trying to build, and whether the city you are considering is architected to support that life or to quietly work against it while presenting you with an impressive set of credentials to show for the effort. Drop your answer in the comments. If you have lived in both, or if you are currently deciding between them, tell me the specific thing that made the difference, not the general impression. The precise moment when the tempo of one place felt like alignment and the other felt like friction. I read every single one. If this video gave you a framework you did not have before you pressed play, share it with someone facing the same decision. Subscribe, 3 documentaries every week, and the next one goes somewhere this space has not been taken yet. We will see you